Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Monday, the 4th day of April, 2022, Monday of the 5th week of Lent, the 30th day of Lent. 10 more days of Lent remaining, 10 more days to our Lenten journey to cross, to resurrection, and to glory. Coming to you this morning on this wonderful, cool, beautiful Carolina morning. You can see the beautiful sun, the beautiful sky right there, from the Great Magnolia Circle. Once again, the Great Magnolia Circle. There's the circle around the Great Magnolia right over there. Behind some of the trailers of our school, the Franciscan school, which we have to use again until we get a nice big building to be able to house all the people who want to come to the Franciscan school because it is such a wonderful school. So this morning, we hear on this Monday of the 5th week of Lent, we hear this very, very, very long story about Susanna. It's a beautiful, wonderful story of justice, of retribution, of righteousness. This woman Susanna is in the book. It's from the book of Daniel, and it is the Israelites are still in exile in Babylonia, but Joanna marries a Babylonian Joachim. Joachim. And she's the daughter of Hilkiah. I gotta get the story right. And she's a God-fearing woman. She's trained in the law of Moses and things like that. Joachim loves her. She loves him. But there are two elders of Israel, because Israel is being able to exercise some of its own authority in Babylon at this time. And so they begin to lust after her. And so they try to entrap her in some kind of nefarious action. Two elders and poor Susanna. And again, these awful old men who basically think only through lust and passions and whatever it is, and so they try to entrap her, and she tries to escape, but they try to work it where it seems as though she has been having an affair, and she was caught in flagrante delicto with another man, and he gets away, but these elders are able to capture Susanna, and they want to bring her to justice, and they bring false testimony against her, telling her that she was cheating, adulterous, and whatever it is with this strange unknown man, and the people believe these elders because they happen to be old men. That is the first problem. But again, as they're taking her to be stoned, to be killed, Daniel speaks up, and again, it's kind of the call of Daniel happens at this moment. And Daniel speaks up and says, "Are you Israelites so stupid that you would condemn somebody without any kind of evidence, and only on the justification of two people, who say that this happened?" And so he takes both of these men aside, and he questions them as to under what tree did you find, Susanna and this other man, having relations and whatever. And so they both give different answers, and it shows that they are both lying. And so justice comes, to Susanna by bringing justice against these horrible, awful old men who never should have been in any kind of position whatsoever. And so that sense of justice, and it happens because Susanna calls to God and says that you know the righteous God, and you know what is right, and you know what is wrong. Help me. Again, Susanna's great faith to be able to trust that God can deliver her from this, and God does. That sense of testimony and that sense of who testifies to who and who gives somebody the authority to do anything is kind of the centerpiece of this gospel today from John. Again, where the rising animosity between Jesus and the Pharisees continues to grow. And they question him as to how it is that, he can speak, who's giving him testimony or authority for being able to speak as he does. And Jesus basically says, I have my own testimony because I come from the Father. I come from God. I am speaking truth that you do not want to hear. And so this is why you're trying to get rid of me, and why you try to constantly place obstacles in this or create opposition to what it is that I have to say. But it is not going to diminish in any way the power of what I say and what it means for us to be able to listen and understand what it is that God wants from us. Again, it is very important, for us to think about this, especially as, again, we move towards the end of our Lenten journey. Is always, who is it that we listen to, and why do we listen to them? What kind of authority do they have, and what kind of authority is given to them because we want them to be right, or because it is God who is helping us to realize something by what they say and how they say it? This is, again, something for our own judgment, to be able to discern and be able to embrace. God desires, that we come to truth. God desires that we understand more fully what it means, for us to be people of faith in this world. And that can come sometimes through the help of others. Sometimes it has to come from God himself. And that is where the trick of discernment, the trick of understanding the way that God works in our life and what God offers to us is, and that's why it is so important in our life, to move through this Lenten season, to move through our Lenten journey more confident eyes, that we can discern what it is that God wants and desires from us, is one of the great gifts and benefits of having undergone this Lenten journey. May it continue to reward us and to enlighten our lives so that we again may bring hope, love, and peace to this world. And may the Lord give you his peace.